62 to go, and they come to the line.
Oh, look at, oh no!
Oh, he spun the tires and then spinning into the wall.
He built his empire on burnout videos and wild stunts, but when Cleetus McFarland stepped into a real stock car, NASCAR veterans didn't know whether to laugh, cheer, or call for a rule change. What followed was one of the most unexpected and controversial debuts in recent racing history. Before NASCAR, Cleetus was already a household name in the car community. His YouTube channel, packed with burnout contests, drag races, and build projects, attracted millions. But McFarland wasn't just another gearhead with a camera, he had vision. Events like Cleetus in Cars and the Freedom 500 became massive hits, blending entertainment with genuine motorsports excitement. By 2025, the stir had grown too big to ignore. Cleetus wanted to race, not just host races. His debut came via the ARCA Menards Series, NASCAR's entry-level league. Teaming up with Reddy Jones racing in the number, 30 Ford McFarland took on Daytona, one of the sport's most iconic tracks. The result? A dramatic crash that took him out of contention. But he wasn't discouraged. Races at Talladega and Charlotte followed, each showing gradual improvement and more seat time. He was learning fast. But what Cleetus lacked in experience, he made up for in raw determination. He wasn't just there for fun or a promotional gimmick, he was chasing legitimacy. After his Daytona crash, instead of retreating into comfort, he did what few influencers would. He doubled down. He reviewed race footage obsessively, analyzed his mistakes, and began seeking out advice from veteran drivers. NASCAR veteran Kenny Wallace didn't mince words. He stressed the importance of adhering to the sport's rules, especially around safety. Wallace specifically pointed to McFarland's unauthorized in-car camera setup and gear irregularities. For Wallace, it wasn't about gatekeeping, it was about safety. You don't just show up and freestyle your way through, he warned. There are lives on the line. The critique struck a nerve, and it echoed through the racing community, but it also served as a turning point. Cleetus responded, not with defiance, but humility. In interviews and his own videos, he acknowledged the gravity of the sport he was entering. Cleetus said, "I feel like an idiot," he admitted, but NASCAR's a different beast. Not everyone was critical.
I think I ran every single possible line through 3 and 4.
I saw that.
And I think I just killed the front right on the car.
Yeah, it's
trying to keep up with those dudes. And then those last 15, when they were passing me, there was literally nothing I could do. I was fighting for my life in there. I could not catch them.
It's like driving on wet grass, man.
Dude, and it's like getting your freaking wing clipped when they come out on your outside.
Former Cup Series driver Greg Biffle stepped up, offering mentorship to Cleetus after the Charlotte race. Biffle, known for his analytical driving style, helped break down McFarland's performance and offered pointers on everything from track positioning to pit communication. It was a passing of the torch moment, a seasoned pro guiding a raw newcomer. Kevin Harvick, another NASCAR giant, invited Cleetus to his podcast. Their conversation was honest and revealing. Harvick didn't sugarcoat the difficulties of breaking into NASCAR, but he respected Cleetus's hustle. "This isn't something you master overnight," Harvick said, "but I see the work you're putting in, and that matters." In the wider NASCAR community, opinions were divided. Supporters saw Cleetus as a gateway for a younger, digital native audience to discover stock car racing. "He's bringing new eyes, new energy," fans argued. Critics, however, raised valid concerns. Was it safe to allow influencers into a sport where one mistake can be catastrophic? Were teams taking risks for clout instead of competitiveness? The questions weren't just about McFarland, but what his presence represented. Was this the beginning of a new era in motorsports, where social media and legacy racing finally merge? Or a dangerous precedent where entertainment overshadows expertise? To his credit, McFarland didn't dodge the criticism. He publicly acknowledged his missteps, including the rules violations. "I want to start out by apologizing to the team that I took out," McFarland told Fox Sports 1 after the race. "I think it was several cars. I just feel terrible. Every time I go racing, I don't want to get taken out. I've felt it. It sucks. I've been sent home and I made a complete rookie maneuver on the restart. I zigged and then I zagged. And then she was blowing my door off and on the zag. I hit her and put her in the wall. I feel terrible about it. I know those guys work hard to be out here. It sucks to send them home." His tone struck a chord with both fans and skeptics. It wasn't arrogance, it was awareness. Looking forward, Cleetus is all in. He's committed to more ARCA races, eyeing a steady climb through the NASCAR ranks. But this time, he's taking a different approach, more training. Speaking further on the incident, he added, "I forgot there was no dang restrictor plate on this thing. I'm like, wham, gave her the beans. It steps out, and then I clipped. Robusto. Just feels bad, but we'll move forward." Behind the scenes, Cleetus began changing everything. He expanded his team, added a veteran crew chief, and started attending closed-door strategy sessions with experienced drivers. He even shadowed races he wasn't competing in just to absorb the rhythm of pit calls and green flag tactics. His presence in the paddock wasn't just tolerated anymore, it was respected. Cleetus McFarland's story is still being written, but one thing's clear. He's shaken up the NASCAR scene in a way few could have predicted. Whether you see him as a disruptor or a dreamer, his journey has already added a new chapter to racing history. And as long as he keeps learning, adapting, and pushing forward, there's no telling how far he'll go. While that might sound like the end of the story, it's far from it. McFarland's next few races will be critical. Will he prove that he belongs? Or will he reinforce the critics' fears? Either way, fans and insiders alike are watching closely. Since his podcast appearance with Harvick, McFarland has doubled down on preparation. He's joined simulator sessions with other ARCA drivers, started reviewing race telemetry, and even hired an ex-NASCAR engineer to refine his approach. These aren't the moves of a casual participant. They're the choices of someone serious about carving out a legitimate place in the sport. And the results are beginning to show. During a follow-up race at Kansas Speedway, Cleetus held his line under pressure, avoided unnecessary aggression, and brought the car home safely in a mid-pack finish. Not spectacular, but solid. It was the kind of race that earns respect, quiet competence instead of reckless flash. But NASCAR is not just about driving. It's about the politics of the garage, the media attention, the sponsor relationships. Here too, Cleetus has an edge. With his massive online presence, he brings sponsors something money can't always buy: authentic engagement. That kind of value is hard to ignore in today's media landscape. Still, the question lingers. Can he balance being a media figure and a race car driver? Some argue that the dual identity could become a liability. Others say it's exactly what NASCAR needs: a bridge between its traditional fan base and a new generation hungry for digital-first storytelling. One thing is certain. The next time Cleetus steps into a stock car, it won't be just another influencer stunt. It will be another step in what might become one of the most unusual and perhaps transformative stories in NASCAR's recent history. And maybe, just maybe, Cleetus McFarland will go from being the YouTuber who tried NASCAR to the racer who reshaped how new drivers enter the sport. If you've made it this far, you're clearly as intrigued as we are. So don't just watch from the sidelines. Hit that subscribe button, drop a comment with your take on Cleetus's racing future, and stay tuned. Because this story, it's just getting started. Right?